Hey, welcome to the video. This is my first time doing a video like this. My name's Passmore, and today we're going to be cooking up a country beat. So first off, and I think the most important thing to get started, you kind of just want to mess around with the guitar, play some chords. I mean, most country songs are used with the same like 4 chords or at least shapes, and then you can throw a capo anywhere you want on the neck. You got your A minor, you got your C, your G, sometimes D's and E's, but like those are your basic 5. Okay, so like I said, this is my first time doing this. I forgot to hit record, so now we're here already. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my main mic here and I'm miking the whole, and then I'm recording it one time, and then I'm stopping and I'm repeating it, and I'm recording the exact same thing again. So I have 2 takes. Which these are my 2 takes here, which I'll play now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, and you can see they play in here. So I'm going to pan one left and one right, and then now you can hear what it sounds like. Sounds a lot better. So now what you're going to want to do is put these back to mono, and you're going to want to single one out, so it's only playing one take. And you want on the actual track here that the vocal lands in, you're going to want to open an EQ of whatever. The first thing with acoustic that you're going to want to start with, just an easy starting point. You can tweak this at the end. Start at about 80 hertz and do a cut here. Okay, and then there's going to be muddiness, so I'm going to show you that. So you can hear right around this area here is a really bad one, so you're going to want to bring that down. And now I'm going to bring another one down here. I find with the SM7B, it tends to pick up a lot more low end than like say my SM7 that maybe doesn't pick up as much. So you're going to want to find maybe another area that's a little bit muddy between 200 and 400 hertz. So right there you can hear that sounds terrible, and you will notice a difference. The only other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go all the way up here, and I'm going to add just a little boost for some air. Oh, and then these are both EQs, so you can go left and right again and then give it a play. So there's still a little bit of boominess, which we're going to get rid of here. So I usually start now by adding a little bit of compression. Now you can use free plugins. It's basically all the same, but all you're going to want to do, fast release, attack I normally set to about 4, and then you'll see here when you play it, you want it to not peak like crazy with the compressor. I don't know, I've heard people say all kinds of different things. I think if you're playing like a super heavy strumming song, maybe you can keep the compression up to maybe peaking at about 5, but I'm gonna aim for like maybe 4 or 3 for something like this. So I think that sounds good. So next thing I want to add is another EQ. And again, I'm going to start at 80, roughly. And then you're going to want to find some more boominess. So there's one there. That's pretty bad. We'll bring it down maybe a little heavier there. So there's a pretty consistent one right here. So I think it's basically the same. And I'm going to pull that down again. Now just listening to it, I'm noticing that it almost sounds a little over compressed. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Now I think it sounds a little bit more natural. now I'm basically just going to turn this down a bit to kind of fit in with it. I don't want it to stand out too much, I don't think. Okay, so that's kind of the riff groove thing that I'm going to start with. Now, essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer some bass on top of it. Some of you might laugh at me for doing this, but basically I'm playing an A, and then I'm playing a C, and then I'm playing a G, which is here, and then I'm also playing an E. Okay, now we got capo 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the root notes of what I'm playing: C sharp, E, B, and G sharp. This is my Squier precision bass. Again, it's nothing special. It's very cheap. Yeah, I'm just plugging it directly into my interface. Make sure it's tuned. So now, again, bass, just a basic understanding. Throw a cut there. You will have muddiness in your bass as well. I think like around like this spot. So just give it a bit of a cut, and then everything else should be okay for now. We're gonna go here, bass tones, P bass. I don't know what P bass is, but I'm thinking it's precision bass. I don't know, it sounds pretty nice. And then obviously we're gonna turn it pretty down. Okay, so now we're in FL here, and I've got the main chord progression that we started with. I've got the bass, and I've got this kind of like lead sounding riff thing. So this is what it sounds like all together. Sounds pretty country. So the next thing that I'm gonna add is I'm gonna add drums. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. Again, this is a paid plugin. I think if this is something that you're gonna take seriously and do often, I would definitely invest into this. Okay, so now we have something. So this is what we have now. So I like that. Get rid of the second crash. Other thing here is I've got a it should be called Country Master. So I made this. So what do we got here? Yeah, like this I'm probably gonna want to reset and then do my own thing, because this is like a bass master that I made for a different country beat. I don't know the vibe of that one, so I don't know if this is gonna fit this one, but we'll leave it for now. 2A, again, like this might not be the right amount of compression. Just to get an idea, let's listen in like the heavier section here. It's okay. I mean, it could be adjusted. I got this Abbey Road vinyl, which is just, I have it on the more warmth section, which adds, I think, a little bit of this phase distortion. And then this is the sauce, okay? If you're recording anything at all, now I'm sure there's plenty of options, plenty of ways to do this, but in my opinion, this is the easiest, and this is what took my beats to the next level. This L3 LL multi-stereo master limiter, I don't know what it is. So basically you can turn up and down in all these different sections here. I think you can, yeah, you can even kind of change the ranges. So I do a little bit here. And then you're out ceiling -1. And then because when you're recording with an artist, the beat always gets turned down. So -1's fine. There'll be no clipping. It won't be crazy loud. And then this threshold here, the more you pull this down, the louder it gets. So even though you're only peaking at say -1 dB, if you keep cranking this down, it's going to get loud, 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 even though the actual decibels aren't getting loud. Again, I'm not a huge music nerd, so I don't know exactly what's going on or how it works. But if you've ever heard people talk about mastering and making the loudness or the perceived loudness of your song louder, that is how they do it. And like I say, your compression, the compression that you add into the master there, it's typically what people call glue. You're gluing the track together, making it all kind of work together nicely. Well, that's all for now. I know this has probably been a little bit of a mess, so we'll see how this turns out. First time for everything. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and comment if you would like to see more. Thank you.